So we have our two characters, the pigman and the merpig, and now that I'm saying this out loud, it really makes me think of the man-bear pig from South Park. So, I do want to have some character in this, but it's not the priority. So maybe I'm just gonna focus on having a one main character for the pigman. And then for the merpig, yeah, because it's world building and I kind of want to have fun with that, I might have some extra creature. Like I mentioned, like I would like this character to be maybe a shepherd. So what if he has a dog-like creature and then some sheep creature? And then when there is a dog and sheep, there is probably, oh, sorry, I meant predator creature. This is what I would like to have for the characters. Now, what about props? Well, obviously, if the character is living underwater, they're probably gonna need some suit design, right? And then maybe some diving equipment and exploration vehicle. I think that's a good start for a list. I forgot to tell that, but like, so yes, I want to have props, environment, and character in the portfolio. And now I'm just kind of like listing down what would be the possible character, props, and environment that I would need for the portfolio. So I'm just starting to list down what would I need to design. So I go for like the props for the pigman. And what about the merpig? I think it's just maybe daily life object, like how the stool look like underwater, how would the lamp look like underwater. They can have fire, but maybe they're gonna be using like some phosphorescent plant, or maybe like some electric hill. Who knows, you know, you just can go crazy with this. And then about environment, well, I want the pigment to be a scientist. So I guess I'm gonna have to design an underwater laboratory village. I don't want them to be living in a big submarine or some kind of vehicle. I really want to have to design like this kind of like underwater village. I think that would be very fun to do. And regarding the merpig, I'm quite unsure here as well. Obviously, I would like to design the house of the main character. But so if I have time, I would love to design a small village. So this is the short version of the list. Now, it's a bit loose, so if we want, we can actually even more go into detail with this list. I'm not saying we're going to start listing down more objects and stuff like that, but you're going to see like, okay, so now we have that list of object or character or environment I would like to design. How do I make it fit inside my portfolio? And this is where we're going to think about what we just talked earlier, like, what props would need a turnaround? Or does this need an orthographic view? Should I show some thumbnailing for the characters or the suit? Etc, etc. All right, let's go into some more detail regarding this. So we have the main character, another main character. What can we do with this one? Maybe I can do some explorative sketches. I mean, eventually, I'm gonna have to do them. The question is like, will I make them nice enough to put them in my portfolio? Then I think some turnaround could be interesting because like the suit could be a bit complex. So having like some turnaround would be incredibly helpful for 3D artists. Now, regarding the merpig character, Sam could have some explorative sketches, some turnaround. And this could actually go on for like the other creature. Now you can see for the dog, sheep, predator, I might not have some turnaround for this. Honestly, if people can see you can do a turnaround for a main character, they will assume that you can also do a turnaround for the rest of the character. So you don't have to do a thumbnailing or turnaround for every single character, especially if you maybe have like 4 characters, or else your portfolio is gonna last forever. I mean, you can still have this for your art station if you think it's relevant. But then it's a portfolio you're going to show to people. And again, you're limited to 15 or 20 pages. That might not be not necessary. All right, what about the props? Yeah, some explorative sketches. Some final render and turnaround. And same with the diving equipment. Explorative sketches, final render, turnaround. I think you can start to see a pattern. Yes. And again, yes. Okay, no big surprise here. Same for the props here. The exact same thing. Oh, and yes, adding them to a set layout, that could be interesting. So name your props, and once you do like a 3/4 top view of an environment, you can actually have the design of those props facing you like on the side of your set layout and have an arrow to say, oh, this props is going to be used here, this props is going to be used there. It might seem pretty idiotic because you're like, but people can see the 3/4 top view of the room. Obviously they can recognize the object, but again, this is a way you present your work so you know it's ready for production, because people will see you doing this and they say like, oh cool, that person can really work with the 3D artist or with the set layout artist to tell them exactly, oh, you remember this object I designed like 3 weeks ago or 6 months ago. It's actually going to be used for that specific set at this specific place. Now we move on to environments. And with the underwater laboratory village. Oh, what? Explorative sketches? No way. And yeah, I want to try my hand with 3D model again. I'm still a beginner with Blender and I just want to have fun and try to find any excuse I can to just practice it. A 3/4 top view of the outdoor, but also 3/4 top view of the indoor, because I want to be able to show all like the different room inside, where for example the lab is, maybe the dorms, and maybe there is a cantina and stuff like that. And of course, that would be nice to have a nice prop shop to sell the whole package. Now for the merpig, sorry. We have the underwater farm. Again, explorative sketches, what a surprise. 3/4 top view of the outdoor and a 3/4 top view of the indoor. Set layout and small prod shots. I think it would be nice to have not just like a big prod shot to sell the whole story and the whole mood, but having like small one when you see like, you know, daily life of like the merpig going around doing stuff around the farm. I think that would be cute. Oh, yes, I tricked myself. Of course I want to have also a massive prod shot that's gonna be epic. And maybe a small village. So with that small village, oh my god, again, explorative sketches. I did not see that coming. 3/4 top view, kit building. Okay, so this is pretty much when you're gonna build like windows, door, walls, roofs that could be set as like individual props, but that could be mix and match together, to be able to build new building very quickly. So that's very useful actually. And the lineup of the flora, the seaweed, the coral, I just want to have fun and design some plants. That is really just about it. And that is it. Now, you have this whole list of things that you know you need to work on. So for every blue text, you can imagine that, for example, like explorative sketches is going to take you a day. Doing a 3/4 top view of the indoor might take you a day. So if in the eventuality of every blue point I made were a day of work, you can start to actually realize that this project might take you about 31 days of work. We're talking 8 to 10 hours per day. And now you have the reason why pretty much it is very useful to do this list, because you can plan ahead how long it's gonna take you to work on that project. Like for now, this is a list of everything I would like to design, but maybe if things is gonna happen, I don't have like 30 days in front of me with nothing to do, so I could just focus on that because work, family, school, you just don't have the time to do all this. So this is a list of like what would be cool, what you would like to do, but then after, remember, what do you actually need to your portfolio is a way you can help yourself to filter prioritize what is really important for your portfolio and what you should focus on. So for example, if I really wanted to simplify and prioritize this project, I could just pick one of the character, either the merpig or the pigman. And if I was taking the merpig, for example, I'll just stick to design the village and like show some like indoor and outdoor to show, for example, like the indoor and outdoor of the bakery, or the indoor and outdoor of someone's house. And I would make it very simple, and it would just take maybe like 3 or 5 pages. Another way that is more realistic about like how to plan that project would be, well, week 1, I just want to focus on character design and on the suit. So I mean, like for week 1, all you do is to do thumbnailing to finishing and do like turnaround of your character and its suit. Now, week 2, you would focus more on the explorative vehicle and the diving equipment. So again, you take a full week when you do all your research, all the sketches you need, and all like the orthographic view that are required, or like 3/4 view and anything you need for your portfolio. Just focus on that for week 2. And then week 3, you can start to work on the underwater laboratory village and maybe some fauna design. So pretty much design a little bit of the coral or the seaweed that is around the environment. And week 4 is going to be the best week. The week where you're going to combine all your hard work from the 3 last week into one epic shot to sell your whole project and story. And here you are. You have your project, you have your core idea, you have your design board where you know like your subject. You get the list of things you would like to design and the things you probably decide like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna stick to like a few things. And you can have your planning. So you know week by week, almost day by day if you want, you know exactly what you're gonna be working on. So you won't be overwhelmed and you won't feel afraid about like, oh, there is so much to do. What should I do next? I know what you think. Well, that was a pretty long stretch to just like plan like 4 weeks of work. Yes, but I really wanted to go into like as much detail as I could, or as many details as I could, to make you understand like, oh, these are all the options that are available for you. And depending on your portfolio, like this is how you can, or your project, sorry, this is how you could like simplify it. You might also ask yourself, wait, are all concept artists actually planning their personal project like this? So yes and no. I think when we are planning a project or personal project in our head, it's mostly we do it unconsciously in our head. We know more or less what we want to work on week 1, week 2, week 3, or like day 1, day 2. We know kind of like roughly what we want to work on, and we have an idea of what should be the final look of the project in the portfolio, but we don't go all that crazy and listing down everything like I just did through this video. So the reason why now in this video I was going through more detail as well, such as, oh, week 1, week 2, you could do this, or like, oh, look, it might take you like 31 days to do the whole project, is really because I come from a background in business management and administration. So before becoming a concept artist, I went to business school for 6 years. I got 2 master's degree and a bachelor degree in this. I used to work as a producer and I was working as a lead designer as well. So I like to plan things out. And I realized like a lot of my concept artist friends have a lot of difficulty to plan ahead and manage their project. So I thought like I could combine both my concept art skill, but also like the management business part of me to make a video that could hopefully be useful for more people. But again, all these videos are really just a guideline about like how to manage and organize a new project. You don't have to follow step by step and have to write down everything. A lot of that process will automatically happen into your head the more you get used to it. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you learned something that was kind of useful for you. And let's get to drawing.